Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today I wish to discuss a topic with you guys. And this is, of course, coming from a Battleship main's perspective, because obviously I'm a Battleship main in the game. Um, so my opinion here, and I don't know if you can hear that thunder, but that was really loud. I know some of you will disagree with this, and some of you will agree with this. So I'm just going to jump ahead and get into it. That is there too much HE in the game right now? So currently in World of Warships, there are currently, I can think of 3 lines off the top of my head that are completely just HE spamming flamethrowers. Actually 4 or 5 lines. That is, of course, the American light cruiser, light and heavy cruisers. They're both heavily HE spammers. The French cruisers are also, they don't have the fast fire rate like the American cruisers do, but they're also really good at HE spamming. The upper tier German cruisers are also really good at HE spamming. The entire British battleship line is excellent HE spammers. The American destroyer line and the German destroyer line for sure, and as well as the Pan Asian. That's just 7 lines that I just named right there. Now, I understand that this is, of course, a video game. It needs balance because in real life, HE, especially cruiser and destroyer caliber HE, had little to no effect against most battleships because the point of a battleship was to be so heavily armored that the only thing that could penetrate the armor was a battleship caliber gun firing AP. Most battleships were designed to withstand their own caliber shell, except for like the Iowa class, I believe, because they wanted a fast battleship to escort carriers, so they sacrificed some of the armor there, and that is, of course, reflected in game. Iowa is one of the easier battleships to Citadel in game. But still, you know, HE really wouldn't have that much effect against, a heavily armored battleship. And like I just said, I understand it's a game. There has to be balance, but there also has to be counterbalance to this, because I believe at the point that we're in the game right now, we're at the tipping point. It's like we're at the peak of the iceberg, and we're just so close to going over the edge to where, I know HE spam's always been a thing, but to me it certainly seems like it's gotten worse. I started playing the game 2 years ago, roughly 2 years ago. And, back then, of course, there was HE spam, but now it's just gotten so much worse with all these new lines that they're introducing that are just straight HE flamethrowers. It became really noticeable to me when the British battleships came out, because the Conqueror caused what I like to call the Conqueror effect, where you will see high tier 10 battleships that shouldn't be spamming HE to be spamming HE. I've seen Grossar Carver spam HE. I've seen Montana spam HE. It's situations where they should be firing AP. You're broadside onto them, they fire HE at you, and you go, well, okay, maybe there was a destroyer or a cruiser or something, but then the next salvo is HE again. What? What? I mean, granted, at that moment in game, I'm not entirely salty about it because he just pretty much wasted 2 volleys against me. But still, I've seen it happen to ships on my team, and it's incredibly annoying. And so then the Conqueror came out, and then of course that thing's still, in my opinion, completely broken. And now you have the French battleship line, which has pretty dang good HE. And honestly, in my opinion, the only time a battleship should be firing HE at another battleship is in a bow tanking situation, to break the bow tanking block. Because if not, the 2 battleships are just going to be staring at each other, just slinging AP at each other, and they're just going to keep bouncing AP shells off their bows. Unless you're in a Yamato, then you can just laugh and delete the other battleship through their citadel, through their bow into their citadel. So I'm proposing a very simple solution to this, which it's a mechanic that's actually already in the game, and I believe that this makes sense. And that's simply just apply damage saturation to fires. It's simple. It's a simple fix that I believe it can be tweaked either way. The way I'm going to propose it probably isn't perfect, but to me it makes sense. It's simple. When an area of a ship that's been set on fire already, say they your bow area gets set on fire. That the time that it's burning, it does its normal amount of damage, and either you let it burn out or you use damage con. And if you let it burn out all the way, I would say the next time it gets set on fire, it does half the amount of damage, because that area has already been burned. It even looks like that. If you let an area on your ship burn, you can look at the model of your ship after. It's all charred and stuff. It's been burned. So the next fire that gets set there, it burns for 50% of the damage of the initial fire. Okay, fair enough. That area has mostly been burned, so it gets set on fire again. There's less material there for it to burn. And then it gets set on fire a third time, 25% of the damage. Now, I would think this is a pretty simple solution to implement, and I think it's a pretty good one, because your deck gets set on fire. You use damage con. It gets put out early, and then it gets set on fire again. So since you use damage control, it's still burning for 100% of the damage that it would normally burn for, because you put it out early. But if you let it burn the next time, it gets set on fire, it burns for 50%, and then 25%, and then I would say 10% after that. So basically, after that area gets set on fire 4 times, it only burns for 10%. Now, of course, when you pop your heal, just like with normal damage saturation, that area regains its full HP, its full health amount, and then again, when you get set on fire in that area again after using your repair, it goes back to burning for 100%. I believe this is a simple fix to implement, and I know I may have explained it kind of confusing, but with the amount of HE spam going on in the game, I believe it's necessary. Because getting 4 fires set on you by 1 Conqueror salvo is just enraging. And it happens so much. I'm sure there's plenty of y'all out there that have had 3 or more fires set in 1 salvo by Conqueror before. I know it's happened. It's happened to me a hell of a lot. So you use damage con, you put out that 4 fires, 20 seconds later, or 30 seconds later, he sets another 3+, 2+ fires on you for 1 salvo. Now, again, this is all my opinion, and this may not be the perfect way to fix this problem, but I believe that something needs to be done. Either the whole fire system needs to be retweaked, or some of the fire chances on some of the ships need to be balanced out. Now, I understand that cruisers and destroyers need HE to do damage against battleships, and that's fair, but when it gets to the point where there's just a stupid amount of HE spam going on in the game, it needs to be looked at, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people are going to see this as just the battleship main whining about his ship being burned out from underneath him, and if you want to look at it like that, okay, I'm just trying to open up a discussion. I wonder what you guys think about this. Do you think HE spam's a problem? I do, in my opinion. How would you fix it? And it's just to the point now where whatever ship I'm building, it has to have a fire prevention build on the modules for sure, and even some of the captain skills, it has to go toward fire prevention. And I'm always running with the fire prevention flags and the flag that increases the what's the word I'm looking for? Increases the reload speed of the consumables and increases the time that it takes for the fires to be put out. I'll say decreases the time that it takes for the fires to be put out. I always run with those flags on my main battleships that I play. And again, this is all my opinion. Please share your opinion in the comment section below. I want this to be a discussion. I'm genuinely curious to see how many people think this is a problem, how many people don't think it's a problem. So yeah, I know this is a bit different video for today. There wasn't really too much gameplay involved. I just got this idea when I woke up this morning. I'm like, that'd be a pretty good video. And if this video does well, I'll have some of these other type of discussion-y type videos on the channel later. I'm sorry if I sound tired. I had a bit of a family emergency last night. I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm recording this at like 6 o'clock at night, so if I sound a bit groggy, it's because I am. But anyway, guys, if you liked the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We are actually, by the time this video gets out, we may be at 300 subscribers. And if this video comes out and we're at 300 subscribers, tomorrow's video will be the 300 subscriber special video. I haven't quite decided what I'm doing with that yet, so again, that's also something I want y'all to put in the comments below. What do you want me to do for 300 subscribers? Okay, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next one.